In 1943, Auschwitz was about to enter the most crucial phase of its existence, one that would eventually make it the site of the largest mass murder in the world.
Zwischen Leichenkeller 1 und 2.
In March 1943, new gas chambers and crematoria opened, increasing dramatically the killing potential of the camp. Enormous wealth stolen from the arriving Jews flooded through Auschwitz. And contrary to the direct orders of the Nazi leadership, individual members of the SS took great personal advantage.
They were taking home lots of gold and other valuables. Nobody counted it. It was a bonanza for them.
This is the surprising and shocking story of life and death at Auschwitz, during what for the Nazis at the camp was the start of the boom years,
Prost.
of how corruption pervaded all aspects of the extermination process, and why for many of the SS, life was good.
The special situation at Auschwitz led to friendships of which I'm still saying today I like to look back on with joy.
Auschwitz's main camp was on the banks of the Sola River in southern Poland. And it was here that the Commandant SS Lieutenant Colonel Rudolf Höss worked hand in hand with businessmen to grow a giant industrial complex.
Vom Wirtschaftsverwaltungshauptamt vereinbart, sollten sie uns umgehend den Lageplan des jetzigen Lagers zusenden, damit wir die erforderlichen...
Ultimately, about 60 million Reichsmark, 125 million pounds in today's money, would be generated here for the Nazi state. For there was not one Auschwitz camp, but many.
Wiedersehen. Wiedersehen.
Eventually there were 45 sub-camps dotted round the region, most providing slave labour for armaments factories and other industrial concerns. And at the centre of this web of slave labour and industry was the giant camp of Auschwitz-Birkenau. The vast Auschwitz complex was now a self-contained universe, a place to live, a place to work, a place to die. At the heart of Birkenau were the gas chambers, one of which stood on this site. Selections were made from arriving transports of Jews. Those thought fit enough were taken away to be worked to death. The remainder, the old, the weak, the children, were murdered immediately in buildings like these.
And there were people that they were starting to understand that something was funny going on there. But nobody could do anything. The process had to go. You know, they had everything was done from the German point of view. They were all precise. There were the people screaming, the Germans screaming, schnell, schnell.
The Jews were ordered to undress and then forced towards a room further down the building and told they would take a shower.
Could you imagine what was done with the children and the families, the thing? They didn't know what to do, scratching the walls, crying. until the gas take effect. And when everything stopped, and they opened the doors, and I see these people I saw a few minutes, half an hour before, that they were going in. I see them all standing up, some black and blue from the gas, no place where to go, dead.
A few hundred yards from the gas chambers was the area of the camp known as Canada, because Canada was thought to be a land of untold riches. This is where the belongings snatched from the arriving transports were sorted before being repacked and sent back to Germany. For the inmates, working in Canada was one of the few sought-after jobs in the camp.
Working in Canada saved my life because we had food, we got water, and that was the best working unit for life for us because we were not beaten.
The majority of inmates who worked in Canada were women. They could grow their hair and were able to snatch extra food from the belongings as they sorted them. Against the explicit rules of the SS, friendly relationships could develop in Canada between the German guards and the women prisoners. Helena Citronova, a Slovakian Jew who'd been sent to Auschwitz in 1942, became the object of attention of one of the SS who worked in Canada.
When he came into the barracks where I was working, he passed me by and threw me a note. I destroyed it right there and then. But I did see the word love. I fell in love with you. I thought I'd rather be dead than involved with an SS man. For a long time afterwards, there was just hatred. I couldn't even look at him.
But over time, Helena's feelings changed, especially with the arrival of one particular train at Auschwitz-Birkenau. Helena's sister was on board, along with her daughter and baby son. After they arrived at Birkenau, Helena learnt that they were being taken to the gas chamber. Her SS admirer, Franz Wunsch, ran to see if he could help.
So he said to me, "Tell me quickly what your sister's name is before I'm too late." So I said, "You won't be able to. She came with 2 little children." He replied, "Children, that's different. Children can't live here." So he ran to the crematorium and found my sister.
Wunsch could not save the children, but he rescued Helena's sister, claiming that she was a member of his work detail in Canada.
Here he did something great. There were moments when I forgot that I was a Jew and that he was not a Jew. And honestly, in the end, I loved him. But it could not be realistic.
Both Helena and her sister survived Auschwitz. And although nothing came of her relationship with Wunsch, she did give evidence on his behalf at his war crimes trial many years later.